So this is Dr. Vanis. I wanted to do a quick tour of some of the On-Call Central functionality. I've had the opportunity to talk to several of you over the last few days and have kind of alluded to some of the things that our software can do without being able to really demonstrate it. And I thought this would be a good time to do that. So what you see here is the main On-Call Central interface. You have a dashboard tab, which displays the call log, a menus tab, and a schedule tab. The menus tab is not visible for most physicians. It's only visible for administrators, so this is obviously an administrator account. You also have a settings tab here in the upper right. Displays which physician is currently on call, which you can click to change. These effects take place immediately. There's also the ability to quickly send out an SMS message to anyone on your team with just typing things in and then single click. The call log shows a reverse chronological order. All of the calls that have come in, time-stamped, contact if the phone number is recognized in the database. It has a status indicator, whether or not it's been listened to by the provider, whether or not it's been responded to. You're able to actually play the audio from these interactions, and so I'll kind of this is test audio right here from one of my engineers. Basically, you can play the MP3 right through the web interface, download the audio, view the entire history for this interaction, and then add a note regarding this call. You'll note that a couple of these entries down here have a dollar sign by them. These are calls that originated from billable portions of the phone tree. So when assistants come in the next day, they're able to come in, quickly filter this list by ones that are billable to show those calls that they should send bills for. So that's kind of the key functionality here. We also have a search dialog box as well to help users quickly find calls they're interested in. So that's the main thing about the dashboard. We'll go to menus here real quickly. This is actually a really significant piece of engineering. On-Call Central is arranged in modules that you can mix and match to customize a phone tree to meet the needs of the practice. We have a paging module, which when invoked notifies the provider on call of the name, phone number, and message that has been left for them. The forwarding module is used to, as the name suggests, forward a call onto a different number, for example, to get into the voicemail box of someone responsible for the surgical schedule or for making appointments. The auto response module is good for providing fixed information such as an address, directions, that sort of thing. And the nested menu module allows you to do something like press 1 to speak to a member of our staff, and then after you do that, press 1 to talk to John, press 2 to talk to Sydney, press 3 to talk to Mike, that sort of thing, to create tiered menus. So what we can actually do is we can take these modules and literally, and this is all on the web, literally just drag them right onto the user interface right here that we've created. And then once you do that, you can come in here and define the variables for each of these. It's a really nice piece of web database programming. We're really happy with the way it is. The last thing that a lot of people really like is the call schedule. So what you have here is a call schedule for the month of February. I should first show this concept of defining time frames. The call schedule is based on the notion that somebody, we don't necessarily know who, is going to be on call between time period X and Y. And so you go in and define these time frames here, and then you go back to the practice schedule. I'm going to go to the month of March because there's probably no data on that at this point. And then what you can do is just take the doctors, again like we did with the modules who are on the left, drag them onto the calendar, and you can literally set a call schedule for an entire month, probably in about a minute if you're fast with your mouse. The first physician who gets placed on the call schedule is the primary person on call. The second person is the backup person on call. And so the backup person on call is in light gray, and the primary person is sitting there in dark blue. To remove someone, you hit the minus key. To switch with the backup provider, you just hit the star key. And to switch the device, you can just click this right here, and it changes the active device for that call. Really quick way to update the call schedule. Huge benefit over the way things are currently managed in practices. Lastly, I'm going to show the settings real quickly. Settings for this account, because it's an admin account, you have all the admin settings on the right-hand side, all the individual user settings on the left-hand side. You can modify a PIN number, which allows access from any sort of phone, not just ones that are registered on the system. You can set time frames for certain devices. For example, I want to be contacted on my cell phone between 5 and 9 p.m. and then on my home phone thereafter. You can define the devices that you want to use. We support cell phones, pagers, landlines. It's very flexible. And over here on the admin preferences, again, these only appear for admins. You can define whether or not you want to use backup physicians, whether or not you want to record live calls, whether or not you want calls over a certain duration to be swept into the audio archive. A lot of variables here that are things that are nice to be able to manage, but don't get played around with a lot once things are set. So this is On Call Central. It's the core functionality. I hope this has been useful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Thank you.